2026, Powerless was celebrated with Afua Akir, the Bank of England's chief financial officer, named the UK's most influential black person. With the Powerless developed to recognise the most powerful people of African Caribbean and African American heritage in the UK, my next guest has made it her mission to support black founders with her grant, the Fund Her Ship grant. It's a flagship initiative from Omega 7 Global, a female-focused organisation created to address systemic barriers head-on. And joining me now to tell us more is the founder, Nana Soyenya. Thank you so much for joining us, Nana. Great to have you on the programme. I mean, this sounds like a wild idea, but it's one that is embedded in the notion that everybody has an idea that can flourish if supported.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for having me, Jumoke. And yes, the idea is that mainly black and brown women have so many ideas and projects that should get funded. And that's why we've done this, because access to money for black and brown women in this country is historically abysmal. And I just wanted to do something about it without asking the traditional systems that have never given us money to step in, because they wouldn't.
It strikes me, I mean, in the last hour, I was speaking about the glass ceiling in the Church of England with regards to women and how difficult there are silos that have come under this sort of coverage where they can continue the way they are, almost without confrontation. And it's an interesting thing about women in the workplace. As much as we celebrate the Bank of England's chief financial officer and the journey that she has taken, there is no doubt that women have a particularly challenging journey, let alone black and brown women, right?
Yes, women in general, as we historically know, the gender pay gap, all of that, women in general are not given the fair chances they should have. And so when you see someone like Afua Akir reach where she has reached, you can just imagine the struggle she had to go through to get there. And she deserves all the flowers she can get. But at the same time, that doesn't necessarily show that representation, although it's very important, then trickles down to everybody else. And that's why it's important that black and brown women, especially in this country, create systems, ecosystems that allow them to thrive within themselves so that then they can grow, without going through so much hassle. And Fund Her Ship is a process that is dignified and it's easy and it just gets to the heart of the matter, giving the women the money they need to do what they need to do.
And the other thing that strikes me, and I've been thinking a lot about this recently, is the power of the network and also the power of the village. That if the village is behind you, and I use that term in a way that is about the African village or the African American, whatever village you subscribe to, that once you have that village behind you, you can climb heights unimaginable if you know that you've got some sort of backing.
Wow, you just hit the nail on the head as to why I do this. There's an African proverb, as you well know, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. And that is the crux of it. Many other communities have learnt that pooling together builds leverage and power. And one thing that we lack, I believe, personally, in our black community, especially among the women, is pooling together in the way that gives us the leverage and power so that we can rise and that's a Fund Her Ship in terms of the money and in terms of the networks we are building is created for that, to give them a place where they can truly thrive without all the stress that we normally go through to reach the heights we want to reach.
Now, I'm fascinated by this. I came across this maybe a few months ago, but the model is, Fund Her Ship's model is, you answer 2 questions, you pay 20 quid, and then you get a response. Is that essentially how it works?
Yes, basically, you answer 2 questions. They are essay-style questions, so they're not easy questions. You have to explain with clarity. You pay the £20 because that is what sustains the grant. That is what allows us to be able to give the grant out without getting anybody else involved because, and then we have a shortlisting process that we have worked on so that it doesn't discriminate against the women. And then an advisory board of 7 black and brown women who are wonderful go through the process of choosing one woman that month. So it's a merit-based grant. It's not just put your lot in and see what you get.
Yeah.
No, it's something that we've worked on, and so far the 3 women that have received money have it's been an example to many other women, because it's not just about, people have asked, oh, what do I need to do to get it? And I say to everybody, if we had more money, we would give more out, because Black and brown women are brilliant, but at the moment we're only able to give out one grant of 10,000 a month, and that's as simple as it is, because it doesn't need to be any more difficult to get access to money, you know?
And it's not, it is not predicated on industry. You're
No,
interested in the idea rather than...
Yes, because Black women are not a monolith, and we are all in different areas. The first person that won had a hair academy. The next person that received it works in menopause health with women of all above the age of 35, all women. The next person that won has a standalone project for children with SEND needs that is going to happen this winter. So it's all about the fact that, historically speaking, in this country, the statistics show that Black women and brown women just don't get money. So I just want to break that. And I just want to heal that by giving them access to money that they would otherwise statistically never get. So that's it.
And it's interesting, you must therefore, alongside the panel, have great insights into the kind of work that Black and brown women are doing around the country, maybe unheralded, unsung. What impact has that had on you in terms of your perception of what's on offer?
Oh man, that's such a great question, Jumoke, because it has changed me completely. I am in awe. I am at the same time hopeful and at the same time heartbroken at the fact that there are so many brilliant women who believe that the only way they can get to wherever they want to get to is through consistent struggle and consistent lack of support. When I say I don't take part in the deliberation, because that's a lot of responsibility. I do oversee it. However, when I say that I see these projects and I am flabbergasted at how brilliant these women are. I don't say it because, we all say black girl magic. Wow. No, these women are brilliant. And if I had more money, I wish there'd be more women getting more money. This is on my heart. And that's my goal, to raise this to more than 1 grant a month, to 2 grants, to 3 grants, to 5 grants a month. And by then, in 5 years' time, we would have given out £1 million to over 100 Black and brown women in this country. And that is life-changing. So yeah, there's lots of them out there, and they're brilliant ideas, really brilliant ideas.
Well, I have to say, you've given me goosebumps, and I'm sure many people listening, don't be surprised if you're suddenly inundated with a whole load of more applications. But hey, at least we know we're out there. Nana, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let me give people details, my pleasure, so that you can find out more details. So I was speaking to the founder, Nana Soenya. For more on Fund Her Ship grant, go to omega7.org/Fund Her Ship, or if simpler for you, if you're on social media, check out Fund as in FUND Her Ship Official, and that's on all the socials, and therefore you can get all the information. They give out 1 grant a month and obviously there's a panel, as Nana was saying, and so there's lots that goes into it. It's not just you wake up this morning and go, oh, Jumoke, I heard I could get 10 grand. No. You need to do some work. But if you manage to get through, it sounds like it is a form of support that is so rare for Black and brown women that honestly, we'll be celebrating with you. I'm expecting my 10%. I'm kidding. For anybody, But listen, this is the kind of initiative we need. And I'm not talking about it takes a village. I think that that's such an important thing, that really we do need to be a village for each other. We're in the climate and the environment that we currently live in. So if you do decide to apply, good luck to you.